Good morning, guys. Good morning, cubies and newbies. I am Sunshine, and I am the creator of the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes. That's it right there. Formula A, Formula B, that's all you need to solve every shape, every size Rubik's Cube. Again, this is geared for non-cubers and all size cubes as long as they are n by n by n. So 3 by 3, 2 by 2, 5 by 5. It works with some adaptations on some banded cubes like this. And I'm also novelty item. I got these yesterday. This is the, I don't know, one of the Minxes. I got both of them. And as promised, today I'm showing you how far I got. I'm still working on it. I'm still learning, but so far this is how far I've gotten with just the A and B method. The only adaptation to the B is the same one I made for this one, where sometimes the horizontal is 2 moves instead of 1. So this is how far I've gotten so far. I'm still working on it. I'll let you know how far I get tomorrow. But so far, this is just A and B. Just using A and B, I've gotten this far. So we'll see how I do. I'm going to keep working on that one. I have no tutorials, just A and B, seeing how far I can get. All right, well, good morning, you guys. Whoops. I just up-to-dated my list, and guess what? It says I'm not there anymore, so I hope I'm still here. All right, so A and B. For A is you hold the cube in your hands, you look at the front as if it were a spreadsheet with rows and columns, and A and B work with just those rows and columns. A is 4 moves, 1 row, 1 column. B is 8 moves, 1 row, 2 columns. And A is generally, I use A to bring a color to the top, usually corners or the absolute center. You can use it on any piece on the top face, but on the first face, but only on the first face, because when you do use A, it does affect other parts of the cube. Formula B, on the other hand, 8 moves with top row, always top row, and 2 columns, and those 2 columns, your cube tells you which the columns are based on which piece you want to move. The 2 columns easy for me to say. The 2 columns are where it's going, you pick a cube and apply Formula B to it, and the 2 columns are where it's going to land and where it began. Those are the 2 columns. So you don't have to remember and memorize that these 2 columns does one thing and these 2 columns do another. You just pick a cube that you want to move, a QB that you want to move, and move it, apply B to it to move it in the direction it wants to go, and the cube itself dictates what the 2 columns are. So you don't have to memorize very much, just A and B, and since B is used for most things, it's easy to memorize. So it's just A and B with some parallels, maybe some mirrors if you want to be advanced. All right, so good morning. Who have I with me today? I'm old, and so whenever I stream, I feel like I'm on Romper. I feel like I'm the host of Romper Room. Go Google it. It's funny. All right, so did all my friends have fun today? Okay, corners. We did the corners. Corners we did earlier. On the weekdays, I usually just go through a step at a time, solving the cube. And since I do the corners first, since every cube has corners, so when the corners are done, this one's done. Then I do the edges. I do the opposite edges first, and then the side edges, and when that's done, the 3 by 3 is done. And on the other cubes, it leaves us with a cage. Corners and edges are all correct to each other, and so all that's left is the centers. Most people do the centers first, I understand that, but I do the centers last, so that if a parity comes up on the edges, I can just disappear it with a quarter turn instead of having to memorize any or all parity algorithms. Parities are lies. You can undo them with a single quarter turn, and you don't have to memorize anything other than A and B. Not the fastest, not the shortest, but in my opinion, I believe it's the easiest to memorize, easiest to learn, and it is the most recent complete original Rubik's Cube method today. I published it in 2020, and A and B is all you need. So that's it. That's me. I'm Sunshine. And now I want to play with my cubes. Okay. Formula A. Quick demonstrate on what Formula A did. Formula A switches the corners around and twists them as they do. So out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up. And notice these two have switched, and these two have switched. Nope. These two have switched. These two have twisted. Okay? Do it again. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. These two have switched and switched back. These are another twist. And again. And we're back to original, to your origin state. So that's Formula A. Formula B, top row 2 columns. When you only have, on a 2x2, you only have 2 columns, so this is what it looks like. Down, down. And only the top face corners have changed. The rest of the cube stays the same. And what happened was these 3 cubes moved around. These 3 cubes moved around. So Formula A brings the color to the top. Formula B moves cubes around. If I do it 2 more times, I'll be back to start. And so Formula B. Formula A brings the color to the top. Formula B using the outside edges does corners. Using an outside and inside edge moves edges. And using 2 inner columns. I said edge, yeah. Outside and inner columns. I know words, I just don't use them properly. I can word. Okay, 2 inside columns moves edges around, moves the centers around. So let's demonstrate. As with all of the rest of the ABCube method, I don't go looking for. I don't say, where are my blues so I can move them to the top. I just hold the cube, find a piece that's incorrect on the front face, and then it's going to go to the top. So I hold the cube so that color is at the top, and then I throw this piece. I use Formula B to throw this piece in the direction it wants to be, and I do that over and over again. So this piece is going to land right here. So I can bring down this green, this red, this white, or this green. So I'm going to bring the red down. So that's the first arrow of my Formula B. That's the horizontal of my Formula B is lining up so that an advantageous piece falls. Then I move this piece, and it's going to interchange with this piece. And one would think that these 2 pieces are going to switch, but they're not, because B always moves 3 pieces around. So I go up. I move this piece into a different column, 1/4 turn. If I go this way, it's the same column, and that's going to mess up my edges, so I don't do it that way. I do this way. Second up, and then I reverse, and my previous edges keep me on task of which columns I'm on in case I get distracted and try to turn it the wrong way. So set the top again, and yes, this green piece moved up. But this red piece didn't come down here, it moved here. So which means these are the 3 pieces that moved, not these 2. So we're always moving 3 pieces. However, on the obliques, the diagonals, the floating centers, the diagonals, anything that's not the absolute center can be, unless it's a picture, can be correct in one of 4 places. So you don't have to. They can never be out of place. If you take a cube apart, clean it, you're putting it back together again. We all know you have to reassemble it solved, so you don't get an impossible state. But with the larger cubes, because the center pieces can be correct in one of 4 places instead of only 1 place. When you're reassembling it, you don't have to. For the centerpieces, you don't have to sort them by color. You only have to sort them by shape and assemble them any way you want to, because it's impossible to be in an unsolvable state for the centers, as long as you have the right colors you're working on. Okay, so I have a cube that makes me angry. I bought a I have a mirror cube that is colored, so it has two solve states. You can solve it by color, in which case it looks like a strange shape, or you can solve it by shape, in which case the colors look like modern art. So I bought a 4x4 mirror cube that was colored, thinking it would be the same thing, and it is not colored correctly. It has it has way too many. It has only 3 yellow corners, for example, and one of the corners has 2 yellows on it. It's just completely unsolvable. It's the colors are there just to do nothing. It does not have a second solve state by colors. It just, the colors are just to annoy you, and it succeeded. It annoyed me. So as long as you have the right colors, all you have to do, I was saying, that is just assemble it by shape, and you don't have to worry about the colors. So here's a piece. I pick a piece that's not correct. It's on the front face. It's white, so I hold the cube so the white's on top. It's going to land right here. So my first horizontal is to line up a piece to come down. And if you can choose a wrong piece, that's ideal over displacing a already correct piece, but sometimes you have to do that. So I've lined up, that's my first move of Formula B. Then I follow this with my eyes. I go up, slide the top into a second column, second up, reverse, down, reverse, down. 8 moves total, mathematical 0. For every up there's an up, for every down left there's a right, every up there's a down, and for every left there's a right. So this cube is placed. Let's choose this one. Yellow goes on top. I can bring down either the blue, the orange, a yellow, or a red. So my orange has a green to change, so let's interchange with the orange so that those can swap later. So there's my first horizontal. I go up, slide, up, reverse, down, reverse, down. That cube is placed, set the top, and keep going. Here's a green, here's a orange that just came down, and I can switch that with this green one. So up, slide, down, slide, down. Corner is piece is placed, set the top, and keep going. And you just do this over and over and over again. For the diagonal centers, the cube has to dictate which direction the horizontal goes. This blue can land blue, yellow, or red. So I'm going to line it up there. Go up, slide, up, reverse, down, and pick another piece and keep going. Line it up, slide, down, and so for the diagonals, the cube dictates which direction you have to go. For the obliques, for the floatings, which is a center that is not absolute or diagonal, is a floating or an oblique. I call them floating, everyone else calls them oblique, so I'm trying to be industry standard on some things. So I pick a piece that's wrong. I hold it so that it wants to go, it's red. So I hold it so that red is up so it can land there. So this piece will land, I can bring a green, a yellow, a blue, or a green down. So let's bring the yellow down. So I've lined it up, that's my first move. Cube piece goes up, and then for my second move, if it were a diagonal, I could only move it one direction, but because this is an oblique, I can move it in either direction to be in a second column. And the only reason it would matter is muscle memory, or if you're making a pattern and you care which one of these two pieces are going to get moved over because you're making a pattern. So start again. Lined up the yellow, I move up, slide to a different column, second up, reverse, down, reverse, down. It doesn't matter which way you went to the second column unless you're caring how your pieces move on front. So pick another piece. Here's a green, so hold the green to the top, it's already lined up with this yellow. So up. Now it's a diagonal, so it matters which way I go. I can't go this way. So slide to a different column. Second up, reverse, and because I've done the edges first, corners and edges first, before I'm doing the centers, I don't get confused on which columns I'm working on, because they are there to remind me. Okay, this white needs to go bump twice to get to the opposite. So here's the yellow that wants to come down. So I lined up so the yellow is going to come down. Up, slide to a different column. Second up, reverse, down, reverse, down, set the top, and continue. Let's follow this white up again. Again, it's going to land here, so white, white, blue, or green. Go up, slide to a different column, second up, reverse, down, reverse, down. Set the top and keep going. And that's it. That is all you do for just lather, rinse, repeat over and over again. Where's my piece? There we go. And so that's why, so Formula A and Formula B is all you need. Once you can certainly intuit before you start using the formulas, or you can use your algorithms if you want to. But for don't be mad at me, I consider algorithms just cheat codes for the game, which is fine, but if you can understand the puzzle, understand the game, and solve it without the cheat codes, that's just an extra, that's just a another way to play the game. So it doesn't matter. So that's it. And this method works on every size cube, big or little, as long as it is n by n by n. As long as it's a cube shape, this works on it. Doesn't work well on shapeshifters, but it does work well on this one. One minor adaptation. The difference in this one for using formula A and B is, you solve what you can as if it were 3 by 3. You get the whites and yellows solved. You get the center row solved. But when you're working on the 9 by 9, the 9 by side, the only difference for formula B you have to make, the only adaptation, is instead of 1/4 turn and then do the sides and then 1/4 turn back, each horizontal has to be 2 moves, so that the 9 by side is free to turn. So formula B with 2 moves instead of 1, and you can see what that does. Let's show you. Okay, let's say that's my first up. Okay, then this would be my second up. Again, I don't pick and choose. The cube that I'm moving tells me which the columns are. And then second down, or first down, slide, second down. And I look and see what that did. Well, it flipped these, it switched these two, and it switched these two, and it did it moved these 3 centers around. But as far as edges go, you can see that it does a bunch on the right and only one on the left. So I just use it to place pieces on the left until I get to through the center, one piece at a time. So let's do it again. Up, up, down, down, and these switched back, and you can see that these 3 are the center pieces that are moving. So again, up, up, down, down. Again, odd number of odd number switches these and these, and multiple even number switches leaves them the same, and multiples of 3 rotate the edges. Up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, and once more, up, up, down, down. And so 6 times gets you back to start. So A and B solves all of these. It's like I said, I'm novelty item. Got this in the mail yesterday. I'm working on solving this one, seeing how far I can go with just A and B on this piece. And this is how far I've gotten so far. I'm still working on it. This was all done. I'm doing layer by layer. Clearly, was all done just using A and B so far. And when it's this size of the minks, I cannot solve it completely with A and B. When I get to the last layer to get the edges positioned correctly, there I do have to use. Well, actually, maybe now that I've learned more on this one, maybe I can do that. I'm gonna withhold saying that. See whether I can fix this now. And now that I learned more with a big cube. Let's go back to this little cube and see if I can solve it with just A and B now. We learn something new every day some days. All right. How are we all doing? Nobody new coming in. Okay, so I will work on that some more. I felt so stupid when I first started doing this. I'm like, how? How does it work? How does it work? But I'm not watching any tutorials. Again, I'm only just seeing what A and B can do, because that's what the goal was. That was the mission of this game was to see what A and B can do on it. So, let's finish. All right, pick a piece. Just pick a piece that's not correct. Aim it in its direction it wants to be. Line up the top so that will affect something positive. Up, slide, down, set the top as needed. And Formula B moves 3 pieces around, always. So let's pick this red piece. Okay, it's going to bring one of these oranges down. Up, slide, up, reverse, down, set the top. Let's continue here's pick another piece. It's going on top, line it up, slide to a different column, second up, reverse, down, and I'm going to put this on a keychain. That's once you've learned the method, that's all you need. You don't need pages of cheat sheets to remember. This blue will bring this red down. I don't want to do that, so let's see if it's more advantageous to push the red up. Yes, it is. So it's going to land here. Rotate the top so that's advantageous. Up, slide up, reverse, down, set the top, and continue. Pick a piece. Line it up, slide, down, set the top, and that one's done. Let's move to the 5x. Again, the diagonals are done the same way as on the diagonals are always done the same way, and you have to be particular about which way you move your top column. But for the obliques, you don't care. As long as you reverse what you did. So here it is, it's lined up. I can bring down reds just fine, or orange, doesn't matter. Okay, so up, slide to a new column, second up, reverse, down, and I've set the top. And keep going. I figured out that there was a unconscious way that I turned the top row to get a different row, because I'm English. I read English. We work from left to right when we're reading the words, and so I like to keep my columns that I'm working on left to right, which you can't always do, but that unconsciously that's the way that I turn things. Just because it doesn't really matter. All right, so I'm going to move this cube up. It's going to land here. Both of these I can treat these as one piece, so I'm going to treat these as one piece. Sometimes that helps, sometimes it doesn't. So up, slide, second up, reverse, down, set the top and keep going. I did not cover parodies because I covered those yesterday. Parodies are a lie. And I will demonstrate whenever I get a parody. Does anybody want to open a dialogue? Tell me your favorite method for solving. Tell me what your average time is. Tell me what your favorite scramble is. What plans do you have for the weekend? Ask me about ABCube. Or bring me some non-cubers and let's see if we can play well together. Alright, so pick a cube that's wrong, hold it to it's going to the top. I'm going to bring down the blue because it's opposite green, doesn't want to be there, really doesn't want to be there more than the red. So, up, slide, down, slide, down. Set the top and keep going. Here's an orange. Let's throw an orange. Okay, it's going to land with a yellow, so that's fine. Up, slide, down. My thing fell off. I lost track. Okay, pick a piece that's wrong. Throw it in the direction it wants to be. I can bring down a green or a blue. Blue is slightly more advantageous because it has a yellow on that face. So line it up, slide to a different column, second up, reverse, down, until it's just muscle memory. Okay, so here's the blue. I'm going to bring the yellow over, up, and so I can't slide, second up, reverse, down. Here's another blue, no regrip. Line up the green to come down, up, slide to a different column, so not this way, it has to be this way. Second up, reverse, down. Set the top and keep going. Here's a red, wants to land there. Up, slide up, reverse, down. Not a lot of pre-planning, just pick a piece, move them one at a time, over and over again, and that's it. It's really as simple as that. So it's not the fastest or the shortest, but I believe it to be the simplest. I don't want to move that orange. Okay, I don't want. Alright, so orange. Alright. So I can go blue or yellow, it doesn't matter which way, either one's fine. Up, slide up, reverse, down, set the top and keep going. There's a white piece going into the white area. I'm going to leave those as one piece for now, so I'm going to bring the orange down, up, slide up, reverse, down, set the top and keep going. Let's see if I can keep these as one. Yeah, those can both come down. I can treat that as one. So up, slide down, and we just move 3 cubes around. Okay, let's go to green, up, slide down, set the top, keep going. I'll follow this. Alright, we'll do this orange. Okay, line up the top, up, slide, second up, reverse, down, set the top, and keep going. Yellow, line it up, slide up, reverse, down. So it's slide up, slide down, set the top. Alright, what are these greens doing? I cannot treat them as one, but this one is advantageous to move right now. I don't want to bring the red down. Let's see what happens if I can treat. No, let's just do this. So, up, slide up, reverse, down, reverse, down, set the top. All right, follow these reds. Don't want to bring that older down yet, so let's do this one. Up, stick. Ta-da! Okay, up, slide up, reverse, down, reverse, down. Set the top and keep going. All right, I'm going to have. I can either change this with the orange and then move it up to the green there, or I can actually. No, let's just do this. All right, so line up the top, up, slide up, reverse, down, reverse, down, set the top and keep going. So blue is correct. Let's move this orange up now. Bring this green down, or red down. Up, slide up, reverse, down, reverse, down. Follow it again. Up, slide up, reverse, down, reverse, down. There we go. So that's it. A and B is all you need. If that helps you with what you already know, or helps intuit before you start using the algorithms, then I've accomplished something. All right, you guys, thanks for joining me. Got to go get ready for my doctor's appointment. So you guys go have a wonderful day. Be nice to yourselves, and and I will be back here this evening. So bring me your non-cuber friends if they wanna. All right, bye, you guys.